That's a great takeaway. Let's talk about branding now. So let's start with the first one that comes to my mind, Maui Waui, right? That's, is that kind of your best seller probably?
Yep. That's like 60% of our production now.
So let's talk about the concept behind that. Love that it's a single malt beer.
Yep.
2 hops.
Yep.
So real
hops.
Basic.
A little bit of, I guess 3, a little bit of Columbus in there, tad bit. But yes, for 98% of it is Citra Mosaic. 50-50 split between the two.
Where did the concept come from? Yeah, like is I think tiki culture, that kind of stuff, but maybe
no, it didn't at all. We actually, because again, we started it with no money. So like I had no hop contracts. I didn't know if I was gonna be in business a year later. So I was like, I can't contract hops, And like most breweries, when you're in the building stage, you probably might start thinking about hops. I didn't. I was just like, well, whatever. We'll find them. We'll figure it out. Which we didn't. You look back at our year 1 of brew logs. Like a lot of our recipes are kind of the same, but they've changed, right? Like we didn't have Citra, we didn't have Mosaic, we didn't have Amarillo, we didn't have Nelson, we just had the basics. We had like some Cascade, we had Summit, we had Chinook, we had CTZ. We had whatever. So Tony had Citra Mosaic to send to me, so he sent me 11 pounds of each hop. That's all we had.
Okay.
I think it was, or like maybe 22 of each. Might have been 22 of each. So get these things and we open up the bag and it's like, oh my God. Like, compared to using Super Galena, I think the coolest hop we used.
Super Galena.
Dude, when's the last time you heard that hop?
You're bringing me back.
Right?
Now,
that was like our whirlpool of hell hopping was Super Galena when we first started. So we get those, and I have no sight of getting any more. So I was like, dude, we got to make this beer like cool, like let those hops shine, right? So I think pretty much the coolest hop we had, other than those two at the time, was probably Eldorado.
Eldo.
So and we still use Eldo quite a bit. Great hop, but we looking back at the original recipe, which I think I have it right here. It's pretty funny. We had to pick and choose. So it obviously naturally had some whirlpool of Citra Mosaic, but then it had a big dry hop. Let's see, here it is. Bravo First Wort, Bravo Cascade 10 Minute, Eldorado Citra Mosaic Cascade Whirlpool, and then Mosaic Citra Eldorado in the dry hop. So super weird. Compared to what it was, but that's what we had to do. So I wanted to, what's the best way to let hop shine? I was like, we're just gonna do a nice IPA that we all want, because IPAs for us, obviously people for the longest time thought we were pretty much only an IPA brewery, but we just didn't. That's just what sold, and people liked our IPAs, and that's what got me to pay back my parents fast. So we made a lot of IPAs, and people just love IPAs. I mean, that's what I'm drinking right now, So we just did all 2-row. Just let the hop shine. And big whirlpool, big dry hop. That had a 10, small little 10-minute addition. But it's funny, I think on the couple brewing networks with Justin, the guys, I always throw out to homebrewers all the time, like, shoot me an email for a recipe, and people have emailed me for the Maui one. They're like, all right, what's up? What's missing here? I'm like, I swear to God, that's what the recipe is, man. I'm like, it's all 2-row and it's just Citra Mosaic, I think
there's something to be said for that. Like, it's back to the cooking analogy, like simplicity is complexity, right?
Yeah.
Like the more basic you can keep it, it actually, when I started to go commercial brewing and do it, I was like, if I could do it with 3 hops, 1 or 2 malts, you don't need to like
some of your best wood-fired pizza you've ever had. You're like, man, that sauce was amazing. What was it? Like San Marzano tomatoes and sea salt.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Super basic.
You don't need 15 other ingredients in there. It's like, So we kept it super simple. We literally had enough hops to do, which obviously we didn't even have enough because we blended a bunch of other crap in there. But 1 20-barrel batch. This was when we only had 4 tanks. We had the 320s and 140. So we did 1 20-barrel batch, and at the time, Rusty was working in our tasting room, and he owns Hop Divine here in town. And, so he's, he partakes in the, the medical, at the time, marijuana a little bit,
And that's
so big stoner at the time. So I literally, we're sitting there talking about it, and our old tasting room girl was like, because we use Mosaic hops was the highlight of that. We had more Mosaic in the original recipe than we did Citra, and she had mentioned, let's do a stained glass IPA, and I was like, because we did Mosaic thing, and I'm like, that's not us, that's not gonna work. And so I go to Rusty, and I'm like, hey man, what's a weed strain that's super tropical or known? He goes, you idiot, Maui Waui. And I'm like, Oh, yeah, that works. Okay, cool. So me and Norby Richie were all like, yeah, fuck yeah, Maui Waui, let's call that. And I remember going home to my wife, and she was like, her girlfriend, like I said at the time, she goes, I don't know. It just doesn't, I don't think that sounds great. And I was like, I don't know, like, we have a lot of stoner customers, you know, everyone thinks I'm like the world's biggest stoner, but I'm not, just because I'm a snowboarder, wakeboarder, and I talk like I am, and I wear flat bill hats, and you know, whatever.
I'm surprised no one had grabbed that name, honestly.
Yeah.
That's really
So
cool.
then I go and trademark it right away.
Okay.
And the only thing that popped up on the trademark was Pal Maui vodka. So I was like, whatever, cool. So I signed a thing that we can't sell it in Maui, and I was like, whatever, I don't care. I don't know if we're ever gonna sell beer to the islands. It really doesn't tickle my fancy to sell beer over there, you know? Yeah. They got their own thing going over there, and it takes forever to get your beer there. And yeah. So so we stuck it, and then it just turned into like that first year we brewed it once. The next year it was like twice, because I could scrap another box from someone. Then the third year it turned into third. I think it was like 2016 when we went like kind of full steam with it. And then it just kept going, and it became a thing that like everybody wanted it. And then we created this brand behind it. Then we, you know, we were draft only till 2018. So we first packaged in 18, and that's when John came up with the Maui Waui artwork as seen today, and it just went off, and it's just been.
What was it before that? It was just it's
kind of like we had a magnet that we did the OG Maui Waui for Beer Week this last year for our anniversary, and that had the original artwork that Richie had drawn, and then we've doctored that up a little more, but it's just been, and then now it's created a whole brand. Now we've have 9 different variations of Maui.
Yeah, I'm drinking one of them right now, the Easy.
Yeah, so you got Maui Easy, you got regular Maui, you got the tropical Maui, we got Maui Fuel, we got double Maui, we got triple Maui, we got a wet hop Maui. Regular Maui is nuts. Like, we joke about it, we're brewing it round the clock, because it's just, that's what it does, which is great. But every single day, for the most part, unless we have like a brand new triple or something, it's number one in our taste room every day. It's wild. Like,
it's delicious beer.
I'll run a report like every week, and it's not even close.
Wow.
Like, it's like 300 pints over the next beer.
Dang.
Like that much. Like it's crazy. It's like even all our regulars, they want new beers all the time. We make them, and then they're like, sweet, yeah, that was super tasty.
Give me
take a Maui. I joke about it all the time. I'm like, don't give me shit that you want another IPA. It's like, you guys haven't come out with a new IPA in a while. I'm like, yeah, how was that one pint of that new IPA you had? And that one 4-pack you might have bought, you know? But it's fun to give customers shit. It's good.
Speaking about another Maui, I think I'm empty. I'm gonna need one.